What's up, guys? You got pokeaim here, and first off, if you guys missed my previous upload, which was some Yu matches versus Cheese and Shofu, pretty good matches, you guys can click anywhere on the screen. That will open up in a new tab or window. Secondly, excuse me for not being active on YouTube, Facebook, all that junk, mostly because my internet died. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you guys would know that, but whatever, I'm working out that situation. Anyway, today I have round 1 of TonyFlygon's Tourney. This is versus Raynite, BattleRaynite. So I'm leading off with my Kingdra. He's gonna lead off with his Mew. Just gonna go right for the Draco Meteor, since the only Pokemon he has that can potentially wall this Kingdra, which is Specs, is his Ferrothorn. So he actually ends up going out into that. Gonna switch out into my Fortress, knowing whatever hazards he gets up, or even if he goes for the Leech Seed, I can Rapid Spin them away. So I'm actually going to go right for the Rapid Spin right here, as he actually ends up going out into his Mew, and I don't want to take a burn or a taunt from this Mew. What I figured I would do is I would go into my own Mew and synchronize the Will-O-Wisp if he does end up going for that, or if he does taunt me, whatever, I'll just stay in an Ice Beam until the taunt wears off. So he actually does end up taunting me, and then he reveals he has Stealth Rock, so I know he's not the Stall Breaker Mew, which is something I was worrying about when I was looking at the team preview. So I'm just going to stay in right here and continually Ice Beam until my taunt wears off. That way I can continue to stall break his team, since my Mew set is a Stall Breaker set and his team is more stally. So he actually ends up going out into his Politoed. I'm going to switch out into my T-Tar just to get up my sand, since this is going to be a weather war. My T-Tar is going to be pretty important, or so I thought, but then again, I do have a Kingdra on my team, because this was a random team that I picked, and my Kingdra could do work. So he actually ends up burning me with the Scald. Bit unfortunate. Not going to get up my rocks just yet. Going to go into my Mew just in case he wants to go for the Scald again, and if he burns me, I'm okay with that, because that just means I won't have to go for the Will-O-Wisp on him. Anyway, I know he's going to want to switch out right here, since I can potentially recover up on him, and he wants to try and get up his weather as fast as possible. So I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, as he does end up switching out, and that works out good for me, because he actually does end up going out into his Tentacruel, and this thing just means I don't have to taunt it and do all this stuff next turn. So I actually am going to go for the taunt right here, expecting him to want to lay up rocks. Really, Joey, really? Did I just say rocks? Really? Toxic Spikes. Okay, that thing doesn't even get rocks. It's not even a rock. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in a good mood, so that's why I'm messing up, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I did taunt him as he did try to get up his spikes, Toxic Spikes. Now I'm going to go for the Soft Boil, trying to get up to almost full, because I know that with the sand up, even if the rain was up, I can wall this Tentacruel, since he can't touch me at all, and Scald isn't doing crap. Look, Scald is doing 21% with the Sandstorm up. Tentacruel is weak as hell, man. But anyway, not the defensive side, but anyway, I'm gonna go for the soft boiled, or actually the taunt one more time, because his taunt does wear off right here. I still don't want him getting up Toxic Spikes, even though in hindsight I do have a Fortress, and none of my team is affected by Toxic Spikes that I do have left, since my Mew is already burnt, and so is my T-Tar. So then again, I could have, well, my Kingdra, but then again, I could have just went for the Ice Beam or whatever. But in the case, now he's going to go on to his Politoed. I'm just going to go for the Soft Boiled, still expecting him to want to switch out. I know I could take any hit from him, even if it is Rain Boosted, since he is the defensive variant. Ends up going out into his Ferrothorn. I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp right here, because there's no point in taunting. He's probably not going to end up going for the Stealth Rock Spikes or anything along those lines anyway. He does end up going for the Leech Seed. I'm just going to switch out to my Fortress again, because I can Rapid Spin away his hazards, and I can, I don't have Pain Split, but I can get up my own hazards. So what I'm going to do is actually Rapid Spin away the Spikes and Stealth Rocks that he does get up right here. He's making the good play, though, and staying in, because with the Iron Barb's damage and the Leech Seed, which he will be recovering, he will be getting back more HP than he will be losing from the burn, or I think it's about the same HP. So it doesn't matter. Either way, right here, I'm expecting him to switch out. Just going to go for the Volt Switch, as he does end up going on to his Mew. And now I can go on to my second Stall Breaker, which is this Hydreigon. I believe this team was given to me by somebody. I don't even remember. This team, the date on this team when it was last used said like January or December, so I had no idea what I knew what I was doing, but I just picked the team because it didn't really matter. But in the case, now he goes down to Skarmory, as I am able to go for the taunt. Now I'm going to go for the Dragon Pulse. I do have the Fire Blast, but the rain is up, so I'm just going to go Focus Blast right here, since he is at about 50%. I could do a hell of a lot to him. He actually ends up going out into his Ferrothorn. I do get a crit with the Focus Blast. Didn't matter, because he couldn't do crap. I could have taunted him. Could have went for Fire Blast next turn, knocked him out regardless of rain. Anyway, now he's going to go on to his Dragonite. I went for taunt just in case he was the Thunder Wave set. I also knew that I could take a Dragon Tail if he was the support set, so He does turn out to be the support set. I still don't know if he's a special defensive one or the sub T-Wave, so I don't really know too much about that. I ended up going out, Dragon Tailing out into my Mew. Gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp as he actually ends up switching out into his Tentacruel. Now I'm gonna switch out to my T-Tar just to get up my Sand, as I'm sure he's probably just gonna go for Scald, expecting me to go for the Taunt, which he does end up doing. So I'm actually expecting him to want to switch out right here because he is running rather low on HP, and he probably wants to either get up his Rain or try and get off a Roost with his Scarm. So I actually just go for the Stealth Rocks, also knowing that it doesn't really matter if I get my Weather up because Rain is actually more beneficial to my team just because I do actually have a Kingdra, so I was lucky that I brained that thing. And also because my Hydreigon isn't going to be hit by Rain, so it will be recovering some leftovers. So he's going to go for Layer Spikes, going to switch out into my Fortress, going to go for the Rapid Spin right here, as he does end up roosting, and that doesn't really matter because, like I said, I have Rapid Spin, Volt Switch. I can beat this Scarm one-on-one as long as he doesn't have Taunt, which he doesn't. So I'm going to actually end up Volt Switching out, expecting him to switch, as he actually ends up going for the Whirlwind. So he forces out my Hydreigon into my Landorus. Kind of unfortunate I not the E-Belt set with the Smackdown, so I'm just going to go for the U-Turn because I am Choice Scarf. Going to go back out into my Fortress, knowing that whatever he does, I can Rapid Spin, I can Volt Switch. But he actually ends up going for the Roost, which is kind of puzzled me just because I couldn't do crap to him to begin with. But whatever. He ends up going for a Spike right here, as I'm going to go for a Spike. And now I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin. He actually ends up going out to his Tentacruel. Now, if I didn't go for the Rapid Spin, if I did go for another layer of Spikes, you see he's at 12 HP, and after Sandstorm, he goes back up. He might have been able to live the damage from all this stuff just because Rapid Spin did do 3%. So he might have been able to live with 1% and might have been able to get off a Rapid Spin next turn. But whatever, now he's going to go on to his Politoed. I'm just going to go for the Scald, knowing that at that HP I can easily take a Rain boosted Scald. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, as he actually ends up going for the Parasong, probably expecting me to want to go out into either my Mew or my Kingdra to try and check him. I'm actually going to Volt Switch into my Hydreigon. Now I'm going to go for the Dragon Pulse, knowing that at that range that Politoed would go down. He actually ends up going out into his Skarmory. And what I could do is I could either stay in and go for the Fire Blast, or I can get the free switch into my Kingdra, expecting him to roost. So, going to go on to my Kingdra, as he does end up roosting up. And now I'm just going to go for the Rain Booster Surf, as he's actually going to go out into his Mew as Death Fodder, probably just to see what move I lock myself into, since he probably knows by now and by that Drake Radier that I am a Choice Specs Kingdra. So now he goes out to his Dragonite. Again, I was fearing him to be sub T-Wave set, so I'm just going to go on to my Hydreigon just in case he wants to sub. I can break his sub with the Dragon Pulse. He actually ends up going for the Hurricane. I almost said Hydreigon. Okay, whatever. But that reveals he is the special defensive set. Just going to go into my Kingdra. Going to go for the Dragon Pulse. He ends up sacking his Politoed, and he's going to go on to his Ferrothorn, but he's actually going to get timed out right here because his Wi-Fi goes down, but we both agreed that I did have the match. So yeah, good game, BattleRaynite, guys. Check him out if you guys want. His link will be in the description. My Facebook will be in the description. When I get new internet, I will update that. And until next time, guys, later.